Lillie, your work seems to sit at the junction between lifestyle, architecture, fashion and portraiture. You are the one that's delivering the all-important image.
Yes.
So, you know, it's a really important role because you're almost the guardian of the image. You've got to create that image that tells the design story.
It's so important. It's something that also brings me the most joy, whether it's at work and in my work, and really taking my time to be really thoughtful and considered in my approach.
How old were you when you first picked up a camera yourself? Can you remember the first photograph you ever took?
I actually do. I was 12 years old and we went on a family holiday to New Zealand. We were at the edge of this lake and my mum had her 35mm Nikon camera and she just decided to teach me how to frame up a photograph and the rule of thirds.
Wow.
And she just never got her camera back after that. And that's all I could.
Yeah.
It's the only career I've ever wanted.
So something at that moment clicked and you
really
knew
clicked.
that was what you wanted to be, a photographer. Wow, that's a lovely memory to have. In your work, you're very much at the cutting edge of Australian style. But how do you define modern Australian style?
People are trying to create more spaces that people feel more connected to, and there's more of a sense of romanticism that's brought into it and wanting to feel like it's a space that you can rest but also feel inspired.
It feels to me that we're moving more away from that sort of Scandinavian minimalism. Is that your feeling too?
Yeah, that's...
We're moving more towards spaces that are layered.
Yes.
And, as you say, more romantic and more like a home.
I think when you do look at my work, it does look very neutral, but when you look into each image or each project, there's just so much depth in it in terms of the materiality, the materials that are used and how they contrast with each other, but it's not in such a loud way, it's in a more refined way.
And when I look at your images, Lillie, I see that you photograph across many different styles and genres of interior. It might sound like a funny question, but is there any other era that you would love to have lived in?
No, I feel really lucky to be a female photographer in this era. Mm-hmm. So much opportunity for self-determination.
What is your favourite part of the photographic process? What do you love most?
I've always been attracted to spaces and people and how people come to create these spaces, and that's something that's always been really intriguing to me. I didn't really know for many years, I didn't know what kind of photography I wanted, I was drawn to. Yeah, it was only through studying and assisting and realising that there's such a type of photography or genre that you can actually just shoot spaces and people. It was something new to me at the time.
But the interesting thing is that working as a photographer now, you have the freedom to move into those different areas. I mean, once upon a time, you were probably either a food photographer, fashion photographer, a portrait photographer, a homewares photographer. Now you can move. There's much more fluidity between those disciplines, isn't there?
There really is, and I think clients are looking for something that's more loose and something that connects with their community and the lifestyle and the culture around their community. They're wanting something that is more emotive and, yeah, inspires that connection.